everyone, and welcome back to another Sims 4 TV show speed build. My name is Megan, aka Simply Simmer, and today's video is inspired by the show I quote more than any other show in the universe, the Krusty Krab from SpongeBob SquarePants. Before I get too far into the video, if you're new to my channel, I create Sims 4 builds based off of popular TV show and movie sets. This is actually my 80th upload, so I've got a ton of builds on my channel, and I love getting new recommendations as well. I try to upload once or twice a week, so if you like Sims 4, speed builds, and other types of Sims content, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons because it really does help support me. But anyway, back to the video itself. This was a pretty quick build that I got done in about an hour or so. I actually did it mainly from memory, so it may not be as accurate as my other builds have been, but I still think it's close enough that you know exactly which burger joint you're at. The outside of the building has this thick foundation around the bottom of it, so to recreate that, I used the platform tool and gave it a wooden appearance. I know I talk about them in almost every video, but the platform tool is one of the best additions we've ever had to the game. I love the versatility you can get out of them and how much more dimension you can get to your builds. So a fun morbid fact about the Krusty Krab is that the architecture actually resembles a lobster or a crab trap. I don't remember when I read that, but I was like, oh my gosh, that is terrible. There are so many theories about Bikini Bottom and lots of little facts about the show like that. I know I'm 26 and a mom, but those are some of my favorite things to discuss. So if you know of any other random things like that about the show, make sure to leave them in the comments. Okay, so to make the curved edges of the parking lot, I actually placed a flat round, which you can find in the build mode with the walls, decks, and platforms. I think I've explained this one in a few other builds like Drake and Josh and Toy Story as well. I think it adds so much more when you can round the edges rather than squaring it off. The next thing that I'm creating is the sign for the Krusty Krab. In the show, it's an open clam with a pearl in it, and the closest clamshell I could find was Sally's Shell, which is the clamshell chair that came with City Living. I placed a column down and made it as tall as I could, then I sized up the chair and raised it to the top of the column. To recreate the pearl, I sized up a ball of yarn from Nifty Knitting and used the sign of Mighty Javelins from Get Together for the text. Okay, so next up we'll be moving inside of the Krusty Krab. The majority of the Krusty Krab has green wooden floors, so I used the Granite Falls wood flooring from Outdoor Retreat. The main part of the dining room is definitely the cash register. To recreate this, I used the full disclosure chef station that came with the Dine Out pack as SpongeBob's fry cook station and the pass-through behind Squidward. The main counter for the cash register that Squidward stands at is inside of a small boat. There are some debug boats in the game, but none of them really worked for what I was going for. To recreate the boat, I placed some half walls down in the shape of a boat, and then I used some white siding. There wasn't a wall covering that had a little bit of red on the bottom, so I created that by placing some of these stubby theatrical curtains from Get Famous. Last, I placed some counters down to place the cash register on. I was actually really conflicted on how to handle the rest of the dining room. In the show, the tables all have little barrel seats for the customers to sit on. We didn't have any barrel seats in the game, and we also didn't have any chairs that resembled a barrel. I ended up using a barrel post that I found in the debug menu from Cats and Dogs for the video. Since I made this a restaurant style lot, I still wanted it to be functional for you from the gallery. So if you download this lot, you'll notice that only some of the tables have these barrel posts and some have real chairs. So it's up to you if you'd like to keep those barrel posts in the restaurant or not. I do have my gallery information listed in the description below the video, and this lot is ready for download now. I also have several other builds up from my other speed builds like Rugrats and the Powerpuff Girls, so make sure to check those out too. Up next, we're moving into the kitchen. The floor is actually a different color here, so I still use the Granite Falls wood flooring, but I changed it to this light brown shade. I had already placed the fry cook station earlier, but I also added the base game pancake griddle to kind of represent the fryer, and then I placed some counters down in the back as the expediting station. It's the perfect amount of space to build a Krabby Patty as long as you don't forget the pickles. Up next is Mr. Krabs' office. His desk is actually a large treasure chest, and we didn't have anything wide enough to resemble a desk. So I created one by placing a small desk and then used 3 of the traveling trunk toy boxes from the kids' room stuff pack, and then I placed the buyer beware treasure chest that comes with the base game. One of the most important parts of Mr. Krabs' office is the safe that holds the Krabby Patty formula. It's super small in the show, but we do have the Duck Security Super XL Smart Vault that comes with Get Famous, so I thought this was a great opportunity to use that. It's way bigger than it actually is in the show, but you know what I was trying to get at. The last room is the bathroom, and there are a few episodes that they have this in, and it kind of switches up depending on which episode you're watching. I just made it basic enough to be functional for your restaurant with 2 bathroom stalls and a sink. And finally, I just made a few last-minute touch-ups throughout the restaurant before adding a little more decoration to the lot outside and switching the closed sign to open. In the show, the lot around the Krusty Krab is actually kind of barren, but I wanted to at least add something. I sized up some debug cacti from Strangerville and some alien mushrooms from the Get Together debug menu, and it kind of made it look like some underwater plants. So that wraps it up for the speed build before the final walkthrough. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up and let me know what your favorite SpongeBob quote is in the comments. I'll see you all next time. Bye everyone!